From the outside, everything seems fine. You are functioning. You are doing what needs to be done. You are showing up, responding, handling things. And if someone looked at your life, they would probably say you're doing okay. Nothing is falling apart. Nothing is obviously wrong. But internally, something does not feel right. Not in a dramatic way. Not in a way you can clearly explain. Just a quiet disconnection. There are moments when everything slows down. No notifications. No immediate task. No distraction. And in that space, a thought appears. Is this really it? And it doesn't come with panic. It comes quietly. But it stays. You might be in the middle of your day, doing something completely normal. Talking to someone. Working on something. Scrolling. And suddenly, you feel slightly removed from it. Like you're there, but not fully in it. Like something is missing, but you don't know what. And then the confusion starts. Because nothing is wrong. So why does it feel like something is? So you try to explain it. Maybe I'm just tired. Maybe I'm overthinking. Maybe I just need a break. But even after rest, the feeling doesn't fully leave. It just becomes quieter. And then it returns again. This is the part most people misunderstand. That feeling is not random. It's not confusion. It's awareness. Because it is possible to build a life that works, but does not fully reflect who you are. It is possible to follow a path that makes sense, but does not fully connect with you anymore. And when that happens, you feel it. Not as a clear thought, but as distance. Distance between what you're doing and how it feels. Distance between the version of you that is living your life and the version of you that is quietly evolving. And that is where this feeling comes from. Not from being lost, but from being misaligned. Because something has changed. Not outside. Inside. Your thinking is different. What you value is shifting. What you tolerate is no longer the same. What used to feel fine now feels slightly off. And here is where it gets difficult, because your external life has not caught up yet. So you are living between two versions of yourself. the one you've been, and the one you're becoming. And that space feels like being lost. But you're not lost. You're in transition. This is the phase where things don't feel right anymore, but you don't yet know what will feel right, and that uncertainty can feel uncomfortable. So you try to fix it. You look for clarity, direction, answers. But this is not a phase you solve quickly. It's a phase you move through. And the shift begins when you stop asking, "Why do I feel lost?" and start asking, "What no longer feels like me?" That question changes everything, because now you are not searching randomly. You are observing precisely. You begin to notice what drains you, what feels forced, what you keep doing, out of habit, not alignment. And slowly, patterns begin to appear. Not all at once, but clearly enough. And once you see those patterns, something shifts. You stop trying to find yourself and start removing what no longer fits. And that is when direction returns, not as a sudden answer, but as a quiet sense of clarity. So if you feel lost right now, pause. Nothing may be wrong with your life, but something in your life may no longer be aligned with who you are becoming. And once you begin to see that, everything starts to make sense. Not instantly, but steadily. You're not lost. You're just no longer the same person, trying to live the same life. And that is where everything begins to change.